Hey everybody, NW Order for Life here with One Piece Chapter 761 review. This is going to be a review of a better translation that I got over at APF. I think believe that's a forum. Um, and basically, the translation out on Manga Panda right now is pretty crappy. It's very barely understandable. And so I'm going to be going off of this in case you're confused as to how I, reached this consensus of what they're saying. So the chapter begins with pirates looting Dressrosa and Marines chasing them and kids crying and chaos happening all over the place. And Vice Admiral Maynard gets a report that Fujitora had a draw with Sabo, and he's pretty much upset because Fujitora is the pride of the Navy, and he shouldn't have a draw. And then we go back to Luffy and Doflamingo, and Luffy tries to use his octopus stamp kick to damage Doflamingo, and I guess, in a sense, Bellamy, just to get Bellamy away from him, whatever. And Doflamingo kicks Luffy into the brick wall, into a brick wall behind, and Luffy takes a lot of damage. And then Doflamingo goes to where Law is, and says he's going to be ready to execute him or whatever. And Law questions Doflamingo about how Doflamingo has so much like political authority, even though he's no longer a world like noble. So like in other words, like Doflamingo isn't part of the Tenryubutu anymore, Celestial Dragons, but for some reason Doflamingo can use CPO, and Doflamingo has you know just so much political authority. And Doflamingo says the reason why he has all this authority and then why he can use CPO is because the Celestial Dragons have given him that authority because they were afraid of the knowledge that he possesses of where the secret treasure is. This great hidden treasure. Apparently, this great hidden treasure has the power to pretty much give Doflamingo the ability to rule the world. But if he would have had Law's Opie Opie fruit, he would have actually had the treasure and ruling the world. But the Celestial Dragons are so afraid of the knowledge that he has that they pretty much let him do whatever he wants. Doflamingo. And apparently, Law's Opie Opie fruit can give someone eternal life if they have if they sacrifice too much. So let's say Law wanted to give Luffy eternal life, he could do that at the cost of dying. And so Doflamingo says he didn't want Law to have the fruit. He said that Law was given everything by his family, the ability to use swords. Diamante taught him how to use swordsmanship. Martial arts was taught to him by Ji Lao, and Gladius taught him how to use cannons. But regardless of all that, like Law still ends up betraying Doflamingo. And Law says, "Well, yeah, I'm really glad you gave me all that stuff. That the family treated me so well and gave me all these tools because I can use them to kill you. Because of what you did to Corazon." And then we see a flashback of Law as a kid. He's like, I only have a certain amount of time to live. Within that time, I want to kill this amount of people, And I'm not going to say the specifics, but, just Law wants to kill people. And within the short amount of time he has to live, he has to spare. We see like a young Baby 5 and a young, the guy that flies with the propeller that was always with Baby 5. They're young children that were saved by the Don Quixote family, I think is what the family is called. And, they're just chilling out or whatever. And we see Corazon enter the room, and Corazon, like, bitch slaps Law and Kid Law and puts Law on this, like, mound of metal or something. and they say how Corazon, he doesn't like kids or something to that effect. And he's also wearing like that Doflamingo type of jacket with the fur and everything. And Law, as a kid on the medal, was like, "I'm gonna kill him someday," and Corazon just like lights a cigarette and then blows up in his face or something, or he sets himself on fire. And that's pretty much the end of the chapter. And from what I'm reading about the translation here, it seems to be implied that Corazon has the Opie Opie fruit. The one that Law has now is one that Corazon had in the past. And basically, it looks like Doflamingo probably planned to kill his brother to get the Opie Opie fruit so that he could get the secret treasure. And then Law somehow screwed up his plans because Corazon ended up giving him the fruit, or maybe Corazon was killed and Corazon, you know, and Law just got the fruit somehow a different way. Like maybe the fruit manifested, and before Flamingo could get it, Law could get it. I'm not sure, but it definitely looks like Law has the Opie Opie fruit because Corazon had it, and we just don't know if Corazon gave it to Law or if Law took it to get revenge for Corazon. But what we do know is Law will eventually become really close to Corazon. I'm guessing it's because since Law only had a short amount of time to live as a kid, Corazon probably operates on Law and gives him life. Maybe Corazon actually gives up his life for Law, and Law ends up being immortal. I don't know. I mean, maybe Law is immortal right now. Who knows? We don't know. But that part of the chapter is pretty interesting. Overall, you know, the fight scene is mediocre in this chapter. The Fujitora thing seems to be filler, really. We don't really need to see Maynard and hear about Fujitora. So, not that great of a chapter, in my opinion, but definitely great reveal about Doflamingo, about Law's past, about first mention of Corazon, and about this secret treasure that Doflamingo has knowledge of, that if he had the Opie Opie fruit at the time, he would like be the ruler of everything or whatever. He'd be able to take over the world, basically. So, really interesting developments here. I'm gonna give the chapter like, you know, I'm gonna say like a 7 out of 10 because it's not terrible, but like I just feel like it was really lacking in a lot of things. Also, is that the fact that Doflamingo is like a string clone now. Or I mean, well, I'm not sure if Doflamingo is actually a string clone that's attacking Luffy and manipulating Bellamy, or if that's the real one. I think the translation still, you know, we still don't know about that one. If it is a string clone, it means Doflamingo is somewhere else manipulating that clone. And it's kind of, it would be, in that case, it would be like a Kage Bunshin, where, you know, a clone makes a clone, because that would then, the string clones that Doflamingo was making on the island would have been a string clone making string clones. So I don't think that's the case, but if it was, that would be interesting, because that would be make his devil fruit really, really pretty good. But yeah, so that's the chapter in a nutshell. A lot to talk about with Corazon and the past of Law and Doflamingo and what the secret treasure might be. Be sure to comment on that below in the comments, and you know, give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and subscribe to my channel for more videos in the future about One Piece and other anime and manga. Thanks again, guys. Have a great day.